Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Alicia from Malinka Yarn Crafts. In today's tutorial, I will show you how to make this double crochet V-stitch. This is a very fun stitch to make in multiple colors. You can also make it in a single color. It will look pretty either way, but it does really pop when you use many different colors. The only drawback of using multiple colors is of course that we have so many tails. So it's up to you if you want to use one color or multiple colors. As you can see, the stitch does have quite a few gaps, so it may not be best suitable for winter projects. However, if you do use a bulkier yarn, you can definitely make a blanket that is very cozy and soft and squishy. I think that a fun project to make with this stitch would be a market bag, but really it is up to your imagination, and I look forward to see what projects you create with this stitch. If you do make something fun, please let me know in the comments, or you can also tag me on Instagram at malinka_yarncrafts. For this sample, I will be using a cotton yarn that is medium weight 4 and a 5mm hook. The recommended hook size for this yarn was 5.5mm, and I went down 0.5 millimeter in size because I do like these stitches to be a little bit tighter. So we will need to chain a multiple of 3 plus 1. So go ahead and start with your slip knot and then chain a multiple of 3 and then add 1. So 6, 9, 12, and so on, and then add 1 more. So I am going to chain a total of 31. To start on row 1, we're going to skip 4 chains and work into the 5th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to place a double crochet into this 5th chain. And I do like to work into the back bumps of my chains for this stitch, but you don't have to. You can just work it into the top loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and work 1 double crochet into that 5th chain. The skipped chains here, the first 3 will count as a double crochet and then 1 skipped chain. Now to create that V shape, we're going to chain 1 and work 1 more double crochet into that same chain. So yarn over, go through that same 5th chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And here we have created our first V stitch. Next, we're going to skip 2 chains and work into the next one. We're going to place another double crochet into that chain, chain 1, and 1 more double crochet into the same chain. Now we have 2 V stitches. We're going to repeat this pattern until the end of the row, so we're going to skip 2 and then work 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet into the next one. So I am going to go ahead and finish this off camera, and I'll meet you back here towards the end of this chain when you have only 2 chains left. Okay, so here we're at the end of this row and we have 2 chains left. To finish off row 1, we're going to work 1 double crochet in the very last chain. So we're going to skip 1 and work 1 double crochet into that very last chain in this row. Here we go, and row 1 is finished. Now if we want to work this pattern in one color, we would just continue on to row 2 and work with the same yarn, same color. However, I think that this stitch looks very pretty when you change colors frequently. So I'm going to show you how we would change colors for this pattern. So in any color change, we always want to switch the color on the very last pass of the last stitch in the row. So I would have to go back one step here on my last double crochet. So before the last yarn over and pull through right here. So I'm gonna go actually a little bit further back. So when we make our last double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we won't finish this double crochet with this yarn color. We're going to switch colors here and finish it off with a new yarn color. Okay, here is my new color. So go ahead and yarn over with a new color and then pull through the last 2 loops. Here we can go ahead and cut our previous yarn color. Here we go. And now we're going to continue with a new color. So on to row 2. To start row 2, we're going to chain 3, and these 3 chains will count as a double crochet and turn. We're going to work the same pattern, so 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet, and we're going to be working that into the chain spaces from the V stitches below. So yarn over and go into that chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1, and place 1 more double crochet into the same chain space. Here we go. We're going to continue the same thing until the end of the row. So we're going to place 1 double crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, and 1 more double crochet. Right, and continue until the end of this row, until your last chain 1 space, and then I will meet you at the end of this row. Here we are at the end of row 2, and we need to place 1 more double crochet here at the end. So if you remember, those 3 skip stitches counted as a double crochet, so this is where we need to work our last double crochet. So you'll yarn over and you'll go into the top chain of that chain 3 right here. This is also called the turning chain. There we go. So I placed 1 double crochet into that turning chain. And row 2 is finished. I am going to change colors here again. So I am going to go back 1 step right there. And I'm going to add a new color. All of the following rows are going to be repeats of row 2. So this is a very simple pattern. Row 2 is going to be repeated throughout for as many rows as you wish to make. So you will chain 3 at the start and turn, and then work your clusters of 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 1 double crochet into every chain space until the end of the row. And then at the very end of this row, don't forget to work 1 double crochet into the top of that turning chain right there. Okay. I'm at the end of row 3, and I will change my colors here one more time. And you can change colors as many times as you wish. It's really up to you what color scheme you're going for. I would say maybe a minimum of 3 colors just to make the stitch pop. But of course you can use as many colors as you would like. and switch them as frequently as you would like. Okay, so I've crocheted a few more rows and I settled on 5 colors. Now I'm ready to cut my last yarn here. And now yarn over and pull all the way through to finish off. Okay, now we have all of these tails to deal with, and this is probably the biggest downside of changing colors in every row, is that we have so many tails. Depending on the project, there are different things that can be done with these tails. So if you plan on making a double border on a blanket, you can definitely cut them shorter and hide them in that double border. Otherwise, we will have to weave them in. The third option would be to make tassels. I usually weave them in, and before we do that, we have to make sure that these ends don't unravel. So we're going to tie them together in groups of 2. So I'm going to double knot. When you tie them together, make sure you don't pull too hard, because it's going to make your edge pull in. Okay, so nice and gentle once, and then one more time. Here we go. So I will show you on one of these edges how to weave in the ends in this specific project. So I'm just going to do one here just to show you. So we want to make sure that we do hide this yarn tail behind the same color. So we're going to go into the stitches that have the exact same color right there, and just go up and down, UV stitch here, and back up, and just do that a few times. Go. I'm going to switch direction and go back. And then to the side and back up. And before I cut it, I will go back behind here where it's a little bit tighter, and we'll cover it up right there. And now I can go ahead and cut this tail. Once again, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you make a fun project with this stitch. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like it and subscribe to my channel to get notifications for future videos like this.